everybody. Oh, it's been another day. It seems like we have a lot of them, right? A lot of days that turn into a lot of weeks and months. And guys, I don't know. So, anyway, I want to say hi to my chat and then I'm going to get started. And yes, I'm in my pajamas. I'm exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally. I took a shower. And other than to wipe my eye makeup off whenever, and my cheeks, I did put a little on my cheeks and lipstick. Anyway, so other than take my makeup off, y'all, which will take me about a minute and a half when this is over with, I'm done. I'm done for today. I'm going to get this chat going. Very interested in this chat or this live. I'm sorry. And anyway, I want to get it over with, and then it's not very long, and then I'm going to talk to my chat and see what y'all's opinion on the subject of today's chat and all the stuff that's going on, in the community. So anyway, y'all, I'm like, I should not have to take an anxiety pill to scroll YouTube, but I have to anymore. I'm not afraid to say I have an issue with anxiety, and that's why I try to lead with grace and with kindness. And we're going to have some of that today, but we're also going to have, I'm going to say something in a minute. And we shall see. So I'm going to talk to my chat a minute. Let everybody know that I know who's here so far. Marilee, good. It's good to see you. Yes, Bondi Rescue is in my near future. About probably 30 minutes after this live goes off. Because I'm going to throw some nachos together for Mark's dinner since he brought burgers home last night. So I'm going to throw some nachos together and then I'm going to go to bed and watch my show. Watch my lifeguard, y'all. I even ordered me a hoodie. I know, I'm terrible. But anyway, Doug, it's good to see you. Yeah, I love that you got my song reference with my title to the live today. It was absolutely a Daniel Boone thing. So I don't know what made me think of it. I was just like, oh, he's a man. He's a mean old man. And then I thought, and it just kind of came to me. So I'm really into song lyrics. So I'm not real good with all the words, and I couldn't tell you who sings most of the songs, but I am pretty good with the lyrics. So anyway, as long as, like, I don't know, I get some of it messed up, but anyway, I'm pretty good with it, like little bits of it. So anyway, sorry, I went off on some kind of, I don't know what. Gary Mackey was here anyway. It's his Friday, so he has to work, so he'll catch the replay later. I just love Gary. He's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So the Journey 2020. Hi, Susie. Hi, Mads in chat. Good to see Mods in chat. Mads. That was on another channel. The Mads was on another channel. But they might be here in a minute. Oh, Joe McCoyne is here. Hi, everyone. Yeah, I'm glad you caught it, and you caught it right off the bat, Doug. That's funny. I wondered who all would catch it. I'm sure some people did, but some people are probably too young. DOA is a fraud. Good to see you. I love when you're in the chat too. I love when everybody's in the chat. Inappropriate Heifer, one of my dearest friends on earth. Her and Mischief and Marilyn. My tribe, y'all. George Massey, good to see you. Thank you for saying I'm looking well. I feel well today. I actually feel good, other than my emotions are all over the place. Yeah, don't let it get me down. I'll try not to. DOA is a fraud. I will try. I think Susie means chit. Yeah. Oh, why was it a bad day in the community? It wasn't really. One particular creator was on another rant, and I didn't even watch it, but I heard enough about it that I'm like, when is it gonna stop, y'all? When is it gonna stop? George Massey, you are correct. LRH was a fantastic, fantastic, junkie, womanizing Scientologist. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that you added to my lyrics, Doug. I saw that. The inappropriate heifer, yeah, thinking about the fact that Ron Hubbard is the root cause of the trauma of these survivors. It's frustrating. I swear they probably have him frozen in that secret vault. I know, right? I know. I thought of that yesterday when I was making that thumbnail, and I put, like them supposedly dumping his ashes out to sea, and then, saying that's what he got, and then what he deserved was the flushing him down the toilet. I thought, who even knows? He's probably freaking in some kind of, you know, one of those where they freeze you. Excuse me, where they freeze you. My medicine is giving me indigestion. The anxiety one will catch up with me in a few minutes. Aw, Joe has to go. He just wanted to say howdy. Oh, I hurt my already broken hand. Wife is taking me to the ER. Let us know, Joel. I want to know how you are. Bless your heart. He worries me. Yeah, that's the lyrics to Kelly Copter's song. Really? I didn't know that. Cryogenics. That's right. That's the word I was looking for. So anyway, y'all, I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna kind of apologize in advance. I have it's funny, I say pre-intro, intro, and then I start my live. So I'm gonna start with my pre-intro. And then I promise the rest of it's not spicy. But the first couple minutes might be a little. I did issue a trigger warning because the subject that we're talking about today, without my pre-intro, is pretty disturbing. And I- you know, I I don't know. I don't know if anybody would need a trigger warning, but it's not worth it. So I just put it up there, and so if anybody gets triggered, sorry. It's on you, not me. So, anyway, here we go, y'all. Before we get started, I want to briefly say this. I fully, y'all, 100% stand by yesterday's live. It was done in love, in caring, in kindness, and in concern. I am told that it was not received that way by at least one ex Scientologist creator, who I did mention by name in what I thought was a kind manner. I even said how much that I like her, and I'm going to mention her name, I think, and I don't know if it's this one or tomorrow's. Anyway, I mentioned her name somewhere else, and so she'll be mad at me again. But it fits, and so I'm just going to, screw it. But y'all, literally, I am at my wit's end with this whole freaking situation. I've tried kindness. I even got spicy, and I've gone back to kindness and tried to use logic and literal doctors saying what trauma dumping is And I'm sorry, but that's what I and a lot of people that are messaging me, my phone is like ding, ding, ding. I mean, it's serious. I have gotten 200 messages today between Facebook and and my an email, and I didn't even count the ones that left comments on the actual replay in the comment section. Comment, not comic. Although sometimes it does get comic. But anyway, that's what we're all seeing is happening. And I'm sorry, but this one creator is not qualified to say, I mean, it's way below her job description and her pay scale to say that these doctors are wrong or to tell all of us that are sitting and watching what is happening that we are all wrong. Okay? Her little love fest with her little, fangirls, y'all carry on. I love her too, but she's wrong. And she's destroying this community. Every time she goes on a live, she is destroying this community a little bit more. And it freaking pisses me off. I was not attacking her in any way yesterday, and I'm not even attacking her now. I'm trying to say, listen, shut up for a minute and freaking listen. Listen to somebody besides the fangirls that will agree with you no matter what. Remember when that was DOA? And you yourself were talking about how his little groupies and, blah, 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 and all that. This is the same thing. You need to listen to other people that maybe don't agree with you. I do it all the time. What I want to know is what's the end game? What's it going to take to stop the absolute madness? I mean, kindness and forgiveness didn't work. A lot of us offered all of you guys kindness and forgiveness and all this support. We have supported you guys for a long time, and now you're turning on all of us that have supported you. For the simple fact that we don't agree with your opinion on one person. It's a difference of opinion. It shouldn't be this. This is ridiculous. It's sick. I mean, what is it going to take? Is he supposed to, like hide away and shame and, and just not make any videos and not be seen in public? And I mean, I don't know what he's supposed to do. He tried the apology route, didn't work. He tried the explanation route, didn't work. Nothing fucking works. What about SPTV? Are we just all supposed to go away too? Like, screw you. You disagree with me on one freaking person, so you don't have a place here. That's how we feel. It's like as long as we were like patting that back, then we're fine. But the minute that we go, I don't know, I'm still gonna pat your back, but I'm gonna pat over here too, because I don't agree with everything you're saying. And as soon as that happens, we are dirt. We are dirt beneath your feet. And yeah, I'm a never in, but I'm also an all in. I have worked my ass off for 7 months. And I know that's nothing compared to what you all have done. I mean, it is nothing. And I don't know how you keep doing it. But I also don't know how you keep doing this. It's enough. I mean, if he dismantled the foundation, what would be next? That wouldn't be enough. Nothing is enough. And if any of you out there in the chat or on the comments, if you agree with any of these things, should Aaron hide out? Should we all go away? Should the foundation be dismantled? If any of you answer yes to any of those things, I got one thing to say to you, and I'm sorry, but fuck you. You don't get to decide. You don't, this small little group of troublemakers doesn't get to decide what those of us that are trying to destroy a cult in your names. You don't get to describe what we do or decide what we do. I'm sorry. And that goes for my chat, anybody that comments, any trolls that slip in here. I don't care. It goes for everybody. You don't get to decide. If you don't like me, don't watch me. But don't sneak over with some fake ass name or get your little friends to sneak over here and screenshot things or record things or whatever the hell you're doing, because it's damn funny that you always know, even though you're blocked. And you're blocked because you shit on me repeatedly and on my friends even more. You don't get that kind of power. You don't get to decide for me or for anybody else. You don't get to decide for Aaron. You don't get to decide what we do. You get to decide for you. And I see what you've decided. I mean, you're fucking over your supporters. I was a huge supporter. I was a member. I super chatted you. I watched every video you did. I bragged about you. I told so many people that asked me point blank from my real life, who should I watch if I want to know what is really going on in Scientology? And I said, Aaron and Nora. I didn't say my channel. I didn't even say Marilyn's channel. I didn't say Jenna's channel. I said Aaron and Nora. Repeatedly, over and over. Aaron, Nora, Aaron, Nora, Aaron, Nora. Because I thought that you both went at it good. He did news. You did all this backstory and facts and all this stuff. And now it's just... And I'm sorry, y'all, but to the viewers that support the insanity that's going on right now, I'm ashamed of you. I really am. I don't care if you like her. I like her. Do you know how many times I start to go click on her channel to go see what she's got to say? And then I remember, oh, whoa, I can't do that right now because I know what she's got to say. I miss her. I miss Nora. I don't miss this. But I also don't care if you don't like Aaron. He's not for everybody. He doesn't have to be for everybody. But those of you that don't like him don't get to speak for everybody. Because there are some of us who like him a lot. Or, whatever. And some of us that like him a little. And we're still hanging on and watching. I mean, there's everybody has a right. But if you're supporting her spiral, you're not being a friend to her. And you're not being a friend to me or anybody that she's spiraling out of control about. And that's just how it is. I was so proud of the work that this community did. So many different styles, personalities, and techniques. I didn't like everybody, but I was still proud, And now it's like torn into 3 groups now. It's like Aaron haters, those of us like me that are like, "Can we just knock this shit off and get back to fighting the cult?" And then there's a group of people that are sadly not doing content because they're freaking scared to end up, like, in the 2nd group and become, the victim of haters, and I'm not just talking about 1. There's a bunch of y'all out there. There's a bunch. Several. Not all of them are ex-Scientologists. There's a bunch of just people in the chats that are very much haters. So, anyway, like I said before, y'all, and now after this, I'm gonna get on with my show. We have a job to do. So either shut up or get out of the way. Enough is enough. And to be perfectly honest, enough happened 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 now. And that's all I got to say about that. And now I'm going to go on with my regularly scheduled program after I get a drink. Oh, hold on just a second. Okay. Hold on. I'm sorry. I had to tell my mod something. They're always checking on me, y'all. So, when I started this channel, and pretty much every day since then, y'all, especially the last few days, I've wondered where I fit. Where do I fit in this ex Scientology community that I've never been in, this or any cult, right? So, I've been in a couple of culty situations and a very high controlling, a high control relationship. I see you, Kelly. Thank you. When I started, I was watching Aaron. I mean, this is like a year and a half ago, probably. And he was doling out all this fascinating Church of Scientology news. And soon I discovered that's not sustainable for me. Whenever I started my channel, it didn't take me long to figure out that I couldn't sustain that. I couldn't sustain trying to do the news. Aaron knows all the players, all the places to look, and is absolutely brilliant at connecting the dots. Y'all, here we go. As is Nora. When she is actually connecting dots that show us how it all melds together and how Church of Scientology works, there's none better. Not Aaron, not anybody better at making it where we can understand it than Nora when she's doing that. I mean, plus she's funny. Normally. Then came Natalie, okay? This is how my progression went. Another ex-cult member, much better at delivering real-time crap the cult pulls and, doing these recaps than I could ever been. She also does a lot of stuff that are awesome about what the creators and the protesters do. I don't think she's ever picked anything on my page, so that says maybe I'm not quite so palatable. I can't tell you how many times I almost quit. And that was before the drama started. Since then, it's gotten even harder. I'm at a bit of a loss over covering the current news. I'm not good at it, y'all. And what gets me is that I am a former newspaper person, a journalist, right? That should be where I strive, where I'm the best at. But then it dawned on me that I'm not good at it because I don't know the players. I don't know all the ins and outs. I can't connect the dots, and I knew all that in my former profession. I knew the players. I knew how government works. I knew laws. I knew, you know, I knew the players and I knew what I was doing. And so I could cover it. Like it was like that. It just came to me. It was like immediately I could answer questions, just roll them off of my tongue, and I would have the facts. Just like Aaron, Nora, Natalie, all Reese, all the second gens and third gens. They can roll those facts off because they know them. And I don't. So I've still had to figure out where am I going to fit, right? Then all the drama started. And honestly, the majority of the protesters and the content creators have just gone radio silent. So current news kind of did too, right? Because we couldn't really talk about what other content creators were talking about or what the protesters were doing because they weren't doing. And I mean, somewhere, y'all. But I don't want to create the same content that 10 other content creators are doing. I don't. That's not what I want. When I had the newspaper, that was the thing that irritated me was trying to find news articles that not every paper in this side of the state was running. So I don't like to be the same. Anyway, between that and my health issues and now Mark's, ugh, the easiest and maybe the smartest thing would be for me to quit. But my mom always told me that she didn't raise a quitter. So I took some time off, y'all. I took about 3 days off and I didn't really watch YouTube. Well, I did because I watched Bondi Rescue. But you know what I mean. And I just rested and I hung out with Mark and I tried to talk about anything but Scientology or the drama. And I came back and I thought it'll blow over by now, but it hasn't. It's still going. But with lots of thought and prayer, I do think that I have come up with a solution or an answer to where can I fit. I always say that you all have probably already heard about the content that I put out. Like, I'm not putting out news, you know? I'm not. The stuff I'm putting out is old news. But what I got to thinking about was on the radar, Scientologists and even some people that are considering joining haven't heard all this stuff. They're only hearing what Scientology wants them to hear. So the quandary becomes producing content that might someday help someone escape the clutches of the cult. But I also have to inform and entertain you. Because if you stop watching, I stop talking. Because you're what's keeping me here. So here's my decision. I don't know, I'm too wordy. I used to get paid by the word, y'all. Even when I paid myself. So my decision is this. I'm staying. Sorry to certain people to disappoint you, but I'm here for as long as you want me. And I feel I have a voice that raises the volume, hopefully in a positive way. My focus is going to be a lot on the past. Usually that's where we don't want to focus, right? Everybody says, look forward, don't worry about the past. But I love history. And I believe firmly that if we don't know what happened in the past, we're doomed to repeat it. So, yes, if there's current news that I think I can cover in a way not already covered by people much better than me, I'll cover it. I'll cover some silly stuff. I'm going to do one about breast cancer. I've looked at 100 things. I'm aware that not all of you watch Aaron, Nora, and Natalie, and some of the others. And so sometimes maybe you haven't seen some of the news things that's going on. So I might cover that if I think I can add something to what's already been said. But my focus will be on the history of the cult of Scientology, y'all, and other cults. And I also still very much want to cover your stories. I really, really do. In other high control groups and just all that. And as you might have heard, my chemo is ending in 5 weeks. I got a week on, a week off, and then 3 weeks on, and then I'm done for at least 3 or 4 months. So as my chemo ends and I feel stronger, then I'll be better equipped to do these videos with you guys that are wanting to talk about your lives in these control groups or control relationships or whatever. I don't know. We've talked about a lot, and if you have an interesting story to tell, I want to share it because that's how we get to know each other. I know that I like talk to you guys and I'm like, I want to do your stories. I want to do your stories. And then we talk, and then sometimes we talk again, and then we lose contact, and I'm kind of pushed back a little bit. A lot of it is honestly because I forget, chemo brain, to check my email. But a lot of it is also that I don't want to be pushy. So honestly, if you guys have got a story to tell, keep in contact with me. Keep your name fresh in my mind. Email me, message me on Facebook, message me in the comment section, message me on here. I don't care. Just get with me because I want to cover those. It's just that I don't want to be pushy. And some of you have really, you want to do it, but you're not quite ready, or, there's different things. And so, what your situation is. And I'm not ignoring anybody, is what I'm trying to say. I'm not ignoring you. So, all of that, second part of the intro, leads to the past of Scientology, y'all. And let's dive in because this one's pretty interesting. I was like, am I seeing this right? I probably looked at 10 different sites, and yeah, I was just like, I'm seeing it right. And a couple of things I did want to tell you, I did put some documents that kind of back up what I'm going to talk about today on my community page. So you might want to go over there and look at those. I took some pictures of some documents, and I mean, it's nothing like extreme, but it just kind of goes along with what I'm saying and says, like, see, she did some research. So anyway, have y'all ever heard, and some of you are probably going, well, yes, because I'm telling you, I'm new, okay? I'm new. But have y'all ever heard of R2 45? I had not. It's Scientology slang for murder or suicide by a gun. So remember, I did put up a trigger warning. Never quite so fitting to have a trigger warning on this video. LRH, and I'm going to have to read a lot of this because this is a lot of stuff that LRH said. So bear with me. And guys, he talks so weird. Some of the times I had to like read it over and over and over to be like, what the hell is he even saying? I'm just like, I don't get it. But anyway, LRH described it as, quote, an enormously effective process for exteriorization, okay? But its use is frowned upon by society at this time. We're going to get into why. In COS doctrine, exteriorization is referred to as this is tough right here, as the separation of the thetan, which is your soul, from the body, a phenomenon Hubbard asserted can be achieved through Scientology auditing. But in some cases, apparently, no. In those cases, the R245 is said to be the process by which exteriorization can be achieved by shooting a person in the head with a 45 caliber pistol. This literally meaning is acknowledged by the Church of Scientology, although they doubt that they claim that he wasn't being serious. We're going to get into that. In my experience, y'all, he was just wacky and crazy, and his words were, he meant what he said, and he said what he meant, basically. And that doesn't even sound revolting enough to me, because he literally he said this kind of crazy stuff all the time. It wasn't like it was new. I mean, there's tons of it. Maybe not this clear. So speaking of which, we're going to get into that too. Origins of R245. In the book, The Creation of Human Ability, LRH describes 2 training routes with the exercises. In Route 1, numbered R14 to R115. And the exercises in Route 2 are numbered R216 to R275. Okay. In this deal with these routes, I'm not sure how he would have said it, R245 is simply described as an enormously effective process for exteriorization, but it is frowned on by society at this time. He just repeats that over and over. You're going to hear it a few more times. Several conflicting accounts surround the origins of R245 and how it was presented by Hubbard. According to Stuart Lamont, in one of a series of lectures called the Philadelphia Doctorate Course, held from December 1st to the 19th of 1952, Hubbard demonstrated R245 by firing a Colt 45 into the floor of the podium. George Malco gives a slightly different account in his 1970 book, Scientology, the Now Religion. He wrote that Hubbard is said to have marched out onto the stage at one of the Scientology congresses in Washington, D.C. in the late 50s, pulled out a 45 caliber loaded with blanks and fired into the audience. I mean, and the audience, they said, was stunned. You'd think? I'd be like gone, maybe on the ground and crawling out of there, but I'd been gone. He said, I just thought you'd like to see what R2-45 looks like. A 2007 promotional film produced by the Church of Scientology features a claimed eyewitness account of Hubbard. Now, this is a film they made, okay? Keep that in mind. This isn't something against them. This is a film they made. It features an account of Hubbard's introduction of R2 45. According to an unnamed veteran Scientologist who appeared in the film, R2 45 first appeared in the 1954 lecture given by Hubbard in Phoenix, Arizona, in which he describes a series of auditing services in numerical order. When Hubbard got through talking about R244, he came out. This is also, if you notice my thumbnail. He came out wearing a full Western garb like you might see in a John Wayne movie. Dude thought he's a cowboy. And he had a 6-shooter strapped to his side. Then said something to the effect of, and now we have R2 45. And he pulled out his gun and blam! It was loaded with blanks, but it woke everybody up. What if did we not see that on that movie Rust, that they thought it was with blanks and now somebody's dead? And anyway, good Lord. He said something to the effect of, no, this is I'm not saying that he said this. The eyewitness is saying it. He said something to the effect of, it's a very effective process for externalization, but frowned upon at this time by society. And that was all. He didn't say a word about it after that. But the guy said it brought the house down. Now, I don't know what that means. Was they cheering? Did they split? Decades later, Hubbard's estranged son, Ronald DeWolf, said that he had been present at a meeting where his father fired a pistol into the floor, which is also making me nervous because is there another floor underneath that floor? Is it like on the second floor and he's firing a gun in the floor and it could hit somebody on the first floor? My mind's reeling, y'all. Anyway, he fired a gun into the floor to illustrate R2 45. DeWolf said, I thought that he was kidding, that it was a blank, but it wasn't. There was a hole in the floor. It was for real. He meant it. Wow. R2 45 in Hubbard's lectures. Okay. LRH mentions R2 45 in several 1950s and 1960s lectures. In the 1956 lecture, Externalization, whatever, I think I said that. I've been saying it right till right now. Now I can't say it, but that word, Hubbard referred to passing an R2 45, a footnote in the transcript, which refers to the process as being used humorously. So they're trying to say that they're using it as a joke, but I don't find it funny. There's some things that's funny, and some things are not. And guns happen to fall into the knot. And I'm not against guns. I'm against dumbasses with guns. In a 1958 lecture, Hubbard commented that death is not the same as clearing. But there is, remember, R2 45. It's a very valid technique. A lot of people have used it before now. He said in a 1959 lecture that even cops and gangsters could make a clear out of a person just by taking a Webley 38 or a Smith & Wesson or a Colt or something like that and doing an R2 45. One extract from his lecture was published on the internet in 2009 by WikiLeaks. And it said, that in a 1961 lecture, he said, if that fails you, well, you've always got suicide. You could propose that to a PC, which is a pre-clear. So basically, if you're trying to clear somebody and that doesn't work, and like, I guess if you don't want to shoot them in the head, then you can always get them to perform their own R2-45 by committing suicide by shooting themselves in the head. What church, y'all? I mean, what the hell? That would solve all his problems. So that would solve all the pre-clears problems. Just shoot him in the head or have him shoot himself in the head and solve all his problems. And I know this video might not get monetized. I'm going to try, but it might not, and I don't care. I get tired of all the pew-pews and the unaliving and, So then he said R2-45 by its various other techniques. That's what he said that would be, if you talked somebody into doing that. He called it a big process that would take a PC's head off. In another lecture, a few months later, the transcript records that the audience responded with laughter. I really had some hope, but hope was dwindling when I found that one out. So R2-45 in practice, y'all, and we're actually getting close to the end because they quit talking about it. They said it's still in operation, but they quit talking about it. At least they got smart there, I guess, right? Before they were like, oh yeah, it was in magazines. It was, y'all, I put a magazine picture in my community page. It's in a magazine. Okay. Anyway, some Scientology experts and ex-Scientology allege that R2-45 was invoked by LRH to authorize the killings of individuals regarded as antagonistic to the Church of Scientology, or back then it would have just been to Scientology. There's no evidence that it's ever been put into use, and Hubbard smartly did not explicitly define it by meaning in writing. He said it, but he never wrote it. Representatives of the Church of Scientology said that it was coined as a joke. And, occasionally, y'all, it misfires, which was another interesting term, as a joke when taken literally. So, yeah, it was a joke, but occasionally it misfires if y'all take it literally. Y'all shouldn't take that he's coming out here with a gun and shooting out in the audience and shooting the floor and talking about shooting people's heads off and suicide. You shouldn't take that literally, because what's wrong with you? Why would you take that literally? Ugh, it makes me sick. But on two separate occasions, orders to use the R2-45 on specific individuals was publicized in a prominent Scientology magazine, which I show a page of. On March 6, 1968, Hubbard issued an internal memo called Racket Exposed, which I shared on my community page, y'all. I shared them on there because I still don't know how to put them on a screen. I need somebody to come teach me how to be a real YouTuber and not just a talking head. Anyway, so he called it, a memo titled Racket Exposed, in which he denounced 12 people as enemies of mankind, the planet, all life, and ordered that any Sea Org member who encountered any of them use auditing process R2-45. The memo was subsequently reproduced and added another name. I've not found that name. Another 4 people were added in the second R245 order published in the Auditor in 1968. I found them. I'm missing one name, and I don't know who it is. I can't find it. I may run into it, and if so, I'll let you know. I honestly was just like, okay, I give up. There's a time when you're just tired. Anyway, Stephen A. Kent of the University of Alberta characterizes such orders as demonstrations of the manifestation of Hubbard's malignant narcissism and a narcissistic rage. And that, I mean, that's, psychologists speak, but malignant narcissism, malignant is like cancer. So it's like a cancerous narcissism, like a deadly narcissism, right? And a narcissistic rage. I think we've been seeing a little bit of narcissistic rage around lately, but not malignant, I don't think. I mean, I'm not trying to say that by any stretch of the imagination, but I might have been guilty myself of some narcissistic rage, y'all. And you didn't hear me yelling at myself in the shower when I was in there going, I don't like this. I don't know why this has to happen and why that has to happen and blah, 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 because my shower seems to be my therapy. Anyway, the Santa Rose News Herald reported in 1982 that an attorney had uncovered evidence to suggest that between 1975 and 1977, during the FBI's investigation of the cult, meetings of Church of Scientology executives were held in which they were discussions relative to auditing high-level FBI members. Well, I thought they only audited Scientologists, but no, it's better. They're going to audit them with auditing process R2-45. So now they're talking about killing FBI agents. So, these FBI agents weren't members. So, I mean, when they caught wind of this, I wonder what they thought that R2-45 meant, right? Because I'm going to say that they were probably smarter than Hubbard. Anyway, this is my last little bit. I did find a copy of the page from the 1968 Auditor magazine that clearly says what Hubbard means is that if you take a 45 caliber revolver and shoot someone in the head with it, the spirit will leave the body. I was surprised he said spirit and not Satan. But anyway, he said spirit will leave the body. That's it. They will die. I also found the order where LRH listed 12 names of people who Sea Org members were ordered to R2-45 on site. And I did put all that on my community page, and I will keep looking because I'm still digging. I posted a total of 3 pictures. So if y'all go looking, there's 3 pictures of documents to go and look at. Interesting mischief. So now I'm going to check back in with my chat, y'all. If I can remember where I was at. Yeah, here we go. Doug said hi to Heifer, and she says, hello, darling. Oh, a little flirty there, aren't you? Where's Alan? Joel had to go. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Gary Massey had to go, but they're gonna listen to it later. I did not know, George Massey, that that's the lyrics to Killycopter's song. I will have to go back and look at it. So, Terry Morgan, good to see you. Love and life. Susie, you always speak your mind in a very caring, intelligent way. Not always, girl. I was not, I mean, I am caring. I do care. And it was with love, but sometimes I just get so upset. I hate when they make me cry. Yeah. No. Not talking about, oh no. That's it. Yeah, but it's not that anymore. So yes, we are, but it's not that anymore. She's got a name that sounds like Aaron's, which was immature. But anyway, she's got a name that sounds just like Aaron's channel. So anyway, Doug had a phone call. Doug says, Susie, you can't help someone that doesn't want the help. You can lead a horse to water. Yeah. I've led many a horse to water, and they stand there and look at it like, I ain't drinking that. And then you walk away and they start trying to pull back towards the water. I'm just like, and a lot of times it's the water that the cows are standing in peeing. And I'm like, ew, why would you want to drink it there? But there's probably some kind of metaphor there if I think about it long enough. But yeah, Marilee says, give Susie a minute to vent. She's really hurt. I am really hurt. Yeah, it's really starting to piss me off too. George Massey says the scorched earth tactics are not working. Time to reevaluate the situation and try another approach, if only. Love and Life says what ticks me off is the targeting bullying of Aaron. It's getting to him. I think they want to drive him to total defeat and destruction. He tries to be like it's no biggie, but I can hear it in his laugh. I can see it in his face. Yeah, they're getting to him. And it pisses me off. They're just trying to destroy somebody, and that is not nice. It's not human. Inappropriate Heifer says, I don't know how Aaron can shoulder all that, especially since he helped and supported them throughout. Yeah, through. Yeah, and the person that's doing the most screaming apparently just got thousands of dollars from the foundation that she now calls a fraud. So if it's a fraud, I would turn that money back in, girl. If you really think it's a fraud, I wouldn't want nothing to do with it. I'm telling you, I'm being straight. If you honestly believe that that foundation is a fraud, you need to give them that money back and wash your hands of. I tell my dogs all the time, it's over. It's done. Go away. That's what you need to do. If you believe it's a fraud, hand that money back over. Walk away. Doug says she acts like that we've never had trauma. Only Jens can have trauma. I was molested when I was a little boy by a neighbor. You don't see me acting like a horse's ass. I'll never forgive her. Oh, bless your heart. Mischief, you'll have to tell me later what the oh hell yeah she went there. I don't know what that one was, but we'll talk later. That is what one person is determined to do, Loving Life M. And he's grabbing everyone that is mad and turned on Aaron. His whole goal is to destroy Aaron. Yeah. I missed the start. Switching laundry turned into watering plants. Aw. Talking to the neighbor, loving on or losing the dogs, having the other neighbor's dogs. I get it, Journey. I get it. Yeah, quick, not hickey. Yeah, sure, sure. Yeah, Hef says that she has CPTSD, and I'm not trying to burn the world to the ground. Yep. DOA has been dripping poison in everyone's ears for months, and he said out loud his goal is to burn down SPTV. You're right, George Massey. That's exactly what he said multiple times, and it's happening. And I think it's because he's got a connection to Laura. I think that if he didn't have a connection to Laura, that he wouldn't have the footing that he does. I'm not even going to answer Rabbit Flea. She knows that that's not what I said. We've talked about it, and she actually agreed with me, but then she comes back and says it again. So I don't know how to. I don't have a little dealy where I can. I should have a little thing too where I can be like, go the hell away. There we go. I can delete the comment. I don't even need her. Not worth it. And I don't delete people that just disagree with me. But she and I have had a back and forth for days. And she says what she thinks. I tell her what happened. She then sees my point of view. And she comes back and says what she thinks again. I tell her what happened. She agrees with my point of view. It just, yeah, this is beginning to be something that people are saying, okay? Um, he says that I'm a never in, and I'm just saying that Church of Scientology has never attacked me. Why should I go after them? Whoops. For the ones who are attacking me. I know, right? I kind of thought that too. At one point when I was thinking, I was like, if we get them out, are they just going to be just like what's going on right now? Is this the kind of people we're trying to rescue? Because if so, never mind. They can just stay in there. And anyway, Kelly Copter, so good to see you. I just love you. Sending a virtual hug to you, Susie. Yeah, Kelly's one of my people that they better not mess with. Aw, legs just hurt seeing me hurt. You creators are way braver than I am. Hef, I don't know, girl. I don't know. Yes, George Massey. Kelly Copter is a genius, an artist, and piss talking satirist. Absolutely. She's amazing. Oh, Kelly says, I would love to hear more about your time as a journalist. So cool. I might do a live on it sometime. You know, I had some fun and some not fun, but it was fun mostly. Marilyn's cooking dinner and listening and sending love. Doug says, Susie, I was drawn to you because of your heartfelt honesty. I wish I had seen your channel sooner. It's Mischief Managed's fault. She didn't tell me about you sooner. That damn Mischief Managed. I wonder if she's got her mail yet today. She was supposed to be getting a little something something in the mail today, but we shall see. She's earlier than I am, so she might not have got hers. Really? Alan's dad was one of those lifeguards? Back in the day, I wonder how far back in the day. I have to research this. You'll have to message me his name because I'm telling you, I love Mark. I'm not, but man, oh man, there is something about an Australian man. I love Englishmen too. Don't get me wrong, George. But there is something about, and these lifeguards with those big old smiles and those pretty white teeth and that tan. Ugh. And I like them in the board shorts way more than the little, crotch cutters. I don't like those. I mean, I don't dislike them, but I like the board shorts better. Yeah, I'm getting ready to make nachos. Loving life. Because I can. Yeah, I have no empathy. Does she watch any of my videos? Or just the ones that she wants to bitch about? It's another one of you can just go away. Yeah, inappropriate heifer. I have said several times that I love Nora, but not her behavior lately. I wish she'd come back the way she was. I really do miss her. I still can't believe people quote our LRH and still read his words out. I can't figure out what he's saying half the time. I have to like go, okay. No wonder they needed word clears because they probably couldn't figure out what the hell he was saying. They're like, what? Do those words go together? Yep, the little boy trapped in the body of a del- demented little boy trapped in the body of a man. Yeah, exteriorization. See, I can say exteriorization. Yeah, humorous? I don't know. Weird. I'm getting down to the bottom, y'all. Yeah, firearms are nothing to joke about. What a bunch of idiots. I'm a hunter, taught hunters safety. Those people are crazy. Exactly. I'm not against guns. We have guns here. My whole family, most of them, not Mark, but most of them hunt. I make the best deer jerky that you've probably ever had. I get people dropping off deer carcasses for me. I'm like, you're going to have to cut them up a little bit so they'll fit in the freezer because I can't do, I can't do a whole carcass in there. So I know that's gross to some of you, but I did have a, trigger warning. So you just never know what the trigger warning is going to be for. But anyway, yeah, guys, I'm right at the end. There we go. Buckled up Buttercup. I've been watching the repair shop at the end of the day. Lovely people fixing things to make people feel better. It's a wonderful antidote to anxiety and people being mean. I will check that out. I am always looking for something that's just relaxing. I bet my husband would like that too. He likes to watch people fix things. He's not good at fixing things, but he likes to watch other people do it. So, guys, I am right. Oh, tiny, tiny bit over an hour. Not too bad considering I had two intros basically, and one was really long. The second one was really long. It's kind of like a almost part of the actual live, so I don't know. But anyway, I'm gonna go. Tomorrow I have shows planned for all week. Um, I did pose a question on my community page, and some of you might not have seen it. Thank you, Doug. Um, I have this huge, amazing thing that I have researched on the life of LRH, basically from birth till death and maybe after. I don't know. But anyway, it's long. It would probably it would probably take me 6 or 8 hours because I tend to chat in between what I'm actually talking about. But anyway, So I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do a 6 hour or an 8 hour live. What I'm wondering from you people, and if you can let me know in the messages after the live is over, or on my community page, or on my Facebook Messenger, whatever, email, whatever. What I'm wondering is, should I divide that up into, say, 5 deals, where they'd be like an hour, maybe a tinge over, but I think I can probably, like, shave them down a little bit because I have not finished editing out some of the stuff that might be repetitive. So anyway, should I do it like 5 and run it all in 1 week like a mini series, or should I do like 2 shows this week, 2 shows that week, 2 shows the next week, something like that? So I don't know what to do. I'm kind of leaning towards the mini series theory of it, just because the information would stay fresh in everybody's mind. So that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. But I'd kind of like your input and what you would rather do, because you're the ones got to listen to it. I just got to talk, but y'all got to listen. And sometimes that's harder than talking. That's way harder than talking. So anyway, if y'all could let me know what you think there. I think you're going to find some information pretty exciting, like pretty interesting. Of course, there's a lot we already knew, but there's just little tidbits there that, that we didn't know, and, that weren't public or whatever. So, anyway, I just asking for your opinion. So if you can kind of let me know about that, whether you want a whole week of LRH or just divide him up into like 2 days here, 2 days here, and 2 days there. So anyway, that's what I've got. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Mwah, I love you. I really do. You guys build me up every single day whenever I am ready to just cry. And I know it's a lot of it's the hormones and all the chemo stuff. When I get back to being Susie, I'm a lot stronger than what you see sometimes. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I love you. Bye.